Cobra Kai, never die. Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic YOUniverse, the only nerd-centric thing you need in your life. And yeah, we're going to strike hard, strike fast, and show no mercy in this review.
Yes, and technically this does fit in Netflix and beyond, even though it's not on Netflix. The whole beyond part means anywhere else we watch anything. So I've had a couple people ask me about that. Like, is this on Netflix? I'm like, no, but it fits in the beyond section.
It was the Batman Ninja thing, wasn't it?
It was. So this fits on the beyond part. So this is obviously a YouTube original, YouTube Red original. They did release the first two, I almost said issues, episodes for free to get us to check it out, to see if we would sign up. So
we didn't.
Not yet, at least. But we have reviewed the first two. We watched them. We enjoyed them. We're going to let you know what we think. So, start us off.
As a fan of the Karate Kid films, pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice little fun story that shows... Yeah, everyone's a hero in their own story, like we saw in Infinity War. But in here, it's more of a down-to-earth, like, we're seeing it from Johnny's perspective.
Right.
And Johnny in here, he's still Johnny, but at the same time, he's had some, I wouldn't say maturity, but he has, like, gotten better. Like, he's not a good person, but he's trying, you know?
Right, yeah, you clearly see that the effects, we've kind of seen these types of stories where, or know these types of people where, they're kind of stuck in their heyday to a certain degree, or they can't get past the trauma or whatever they lived in their earlier days, like in high school or something like that. And this is kind of the same type of thing where he knows that things that he learned may not have been the best, or maybe they were good intentions, but they were just executed the wrong way.
Yeah, he was, and it was taken like in a direction he didn't want it to go.
Right, right. And then of course losing to, you know, Daniel, it kind of affected his life as a whole, because he was on top of the world prior to that. You know, yeah. He was the most popular kid in school. He was the best guy in the class. He was the best guy in you know, in Cobra Kai, and he was the main man. And then, of course, after losing that, you know, he was just thrown into the wolves, if you will.
And then one night he sees some guys beating on a kid. He's like, oh God, I gotta go save him.
Well, there was like a little. It's like there was a part in this scene where it kind of affects him because they kind of land on his car, and that's the trigger point. Yeah. You kind of already saw in his face he wanted to help this kid, who, funny enough, now that he lives in Daniel's old apartment complex, which I thought was kind of funny, that Johnny lives in his old apartment complex, and then this kid that kind of looked like Daniel, this little scrawny kid comes up looking for help and just trying to befriend him, and he's like, dude, I live here because I don't have to talk to anybody, leave me alone. And then that same kid is the kid getting beat up. So you kind of saw in his face, he was like, man, maybe I should do something to stop this or help him. But it really wasn't until...
Oh my God, that's my car!
My car, yeah. So, and it's an old beat up Firebird that he probably has had since he was in high school. We kind of see that he's not a freelance handyman, but he's working for somebody, but he does everything from electrician work to hanging TVs.
He's pretty much Val from Tremors.
Right. So,
and meanwhile,
he's just down on his luck.
And Daniel's like, he's not really like gotten far in karate. He's more like he's got a car dealership.
Right. Yeah, but he doesn't. He still you still see that he holds everything that Mr. Miyagi taught him dear. Because, you know, even in his ads, he's like kicking the prices in half, and there's like a billboard of him throwing a kick, or when he's chopping the prices in half. So he never let go of it. He's just, you know, he didn't make that his focal point, but he owns the most successful car dealership in town, basically, yeah. in I would say California, because that's where obviously it's based out of.
But it is cool that, you know, this is like a story of everyone's a hero in their own story, and I like how in the beginning it pretty much says that, yeah, Daniel was kind of a jerk when he showed up, and you could easily interpret that, yeah, Daniel kind of, you know, ruined everything for him, and and Johnny was kind of the victim.
Right, it was really strange how quickly because again, huge fan, you know, of the original, and I was just like, course, Johnny's the dickhead. You don't want to root for Johnny. He's the bad guy. And then as soon as Daniel gets on screen with him, you're just like, wait a minute. I don't like you, Daniel. You're a prick. You're rubbing this shit in his face, like, all like, yo, this is the guy you beat up? And he's like, yeah, this is the guy. I more kicked his face. And he introduces, they're at Daniel's workplace, basically, and he's like, oh, wow, you're here, Johnny. He's like, I can't believe you're here. He gives him a hug, like everything's okay, like they became best friends when they really didn't.
Yeah.
And then he's like, his two other coworkers come up, and he's like, oh, this is the guy whose ass you kicked. He goes, well, it was more like I kicked him in the face, right? Like, almost like expecting a high five from Johnny.
And Johnny's like, are you kidding me?
He's like, this is the worst day of my life. You get to see it in his face, and you just wanted to be like, for him being so cocky, yeah, you won, but dude, like,
let it go.
Let it go, man. Like, seriously, you kicked the dude in the face. It is what it is. It was 1 point, and then you come to find out, and it's true, it was a kick to the face, so it would have been an illegal point, but yet they give him the point. Okay, he even mentioned, he goes, it was a legal kick. He goes, oh, what about when the elbow to my knee? He goes, yeah, I got the warning, you got the victory. How does that work? So it came down to, they technically should have ended that part. What shouldn't have been the end? It should have been a tie in turn, or there should have been another round, because they each should have gotten a warning, is what Johnny basically lets us know. So there's kind of thickens the plot the pot that Daniel didn't really win there. So yeah, I don't know, it's interesting. Now again, we are only basing this off of 2 episodes, but I am really intrigued, and I do want to watch the rest of it. And I plan on it. I just don't know if I want to purchase and keep it, or if I just want to purchase it and then
the 30-day trial and just watch the first season and just go out.
I try not to be that kind of a guy. I try not to be that person. So I don't know if.
But look,
if they give us some more other shows and things like that, maybe I'll think about keeping it.
But look, here's the truth, guys. We're not rich people, and we don't. And with all these new streaming shows, it's going to get all the more difficult to watch these. I mean, would we like to watch the new DC All Access or whatever it's called? Would we like to watch, this on YouTube Red or whatever else is coming out there? We would. We honestly would. But we don't have the money for it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are having this problem too, because it's starting to turn into like cable stations.
Yeah, and that's the way it's all going to go. And trust me, guys, we here at Comic YOUniverse, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to bring you the best content we can, and review as many shows. And if there's shows out there that you guys want us to review, don't forget to just let us know in the comments below or over on our Facebook page. It might give us an incentive to go ahead and check out something that maybe we're letting slide by, or help us make a decision, because I just, out of habit, honestly, I do subscribe to Netflix just out of habit, not really because I have a need to. So maybe I should be spending my money on something better. Maybe YouTube Red is the way to go. There's going to be better content there. Then maybe I'll go check that out. Or maybe I should be thinking more of Hulu or whatever the case may be. Sure, we get the Marvel Netflix shows, and there's some amazing content on Netflix. But there's no reason why I have to stick with Netflix, like, personally. So if there's something out there that maybe was flying under our radar, definitely, guys, let us know. Help us figure it out and bring you guys the content you guys want to see, Yeah. But this show, I would say definitely it is a check it out. Like,
if you are a fan of Karate Kid, give it a look.
Yeah, and even if you're not, and if you've never seen the original Karate Kid, now we're not talking about the Jaden Smith version. No, we're not talking that, guys. We're talking about the original 1980s, the real Mr. Miyagi, version, if you will. If you're a fan, this is definitely a C. But if you've never seen it, I think there's still some enjoyment to where you could still watch this, and they kind of do a good job of catching you up with what happened with some flashbacks, like him trying to relive his old days, his glory days, and whatnot. And just seeing this man down on his luck. So, I mean, and him trying to turn it around. But he's been, again, he's a victim of
his own pride.
Of abuse, too. To a certain degree, he was a victim of abuse by his sensei, who just kind of took things. He was trying to teach him the right things, but taught it the wrong way. You know, ultimately. He was a bully himself, and he was bullying his students. And you kind of see that effect, and you see that he's doing it to his students, but you also see to a certain degree he doesn't want to do it to that extent, because he knows no other way.
Yeah, and the other thing is that a lot of these new students he has under his
right, they're not the cool kids like he was.
They're all the outcasts and whatnot.
Right.
So he's like, I guess I'm training these kids.
Right, exactly. And he's kind of so far down his luck, he just has to do something at this point. So what's kind of cool is that it's like the bully taking on the outcasts in a way, but he doesn't want to be the bully anymore. So it's really cool. And
but he's so hardwired to that.
Exactly. So I would say definitely check it out. Let us know in the comments below if you guys have seen it. Do you like it? Do you plan on checking it out?
Yeah.
And then guys, I guess for me it's a definite watch.
Same.
All right, guys. So till next time,
see you once more in the universe.